So hi everyone, my name is Parikshit. I'm a MTech student, currently doing MTech in automotive engineering in specialization in electric and hybrid vehicles. So it's my first assignment about Nissan Leaf electric vehicle. So in this we are going to discuss about what are the features of the Nissan Leaf and what types of means loads we are in Nissan Leaf they are using, like means voltage, according to like resistors load, inductor load, and then voltage rating, then what type of battery they are using in a Nissan Leaf. As you know, the Nissan Leaf is an five-seater hatchback, five-seater hatchback vehicle with capacity with five doors, four doors from each side, and one door at the back for the for boot space and other things. So as you can see, there are vehicle parameters and specification as we in this. So it has an AC synchronous motor of 160 kilowatt, and which produce power around 214 HP and torque around 340 Newton meter at around 800 to 400 RPM. As we know that the what is the advantage of electrical vehicle is that it can produce torque at low speed in better than IC engine. So as we can see that around 800 to 400 RPM it can produce around 340 Newton meter torque. Then talking about battery capacity, according to its variant and other, it has around 3 to 4 variants like S, SL, then SX like that. So around according to that, its battery capacities vary. So here we are talking about SL plus variant, which has 62 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery, and it has range around 364 kilometer. So as we see, this vehicle was introduced in 2010 in Japan and US. At the first, it has range around 125 or 150 kilometers, but now uh, its evolvement has done, and now you can see its range up to 364 kilometer per hour kilometer. So according to climate condition, this range also changes. In cold weather it is around 225 kilometers. For warm weather it can be different, so like that. Then talking about transmission, it has single speed reduction gearbox. After just motor they attach the single speed reduction gearbox to get torque, to get defin torque to propel the vehicle. Then we can see the wheelbase and other overall dimensions of the vehicle, which shows how compact this vehicle and as we can see in the pictures, and its curb weight is around 2155 kg. As you can see the picture, I have mentioned that what are the dimensions of the vehicle. Then next we go to electric parameter and specification. So you can see there are different voltage levels used in Nissan Leaf. So in every vehicle there is nickel cadmium battery which has 12 volt supply, which give 12 volt supply. So generally these nickel cadmium battery is used to supply power to auxiliary applications, like you can see your light, then motors using in your power windows, then for your that other things like that. Then there is 345 volt AC motor drive. Then there is inverter, DC inverter, which convert means around 240 volt to 403 volts. Then there is AC to DC onboard charger also, as it's electric vehicle. So you can see 260 volts to 410 volts onboard charger. Then we can see the various power parameters, like battery capacity is 40 kilowatt per hour. Then charger power is around 6.6. It's a maximum kilowatt hour power. It's for type 2 charger. Then for fast charger, it's around 50 kilowatts. So as we know, to means it take around 30 minutes time to charge, fast charge the vehicle. So according to that, the 50 kilowatt power, it's basically a good thing. Then input voltage is around 360 volt, which is given to the motor, especially, and vehicle consumption is 236 watt per kilometer, as in mentioned in other, like in IC engine vehicle, it's a liter, means liter per kilometer, like that. So its whole consumption is 236 watt per kilometer. So here is the motor. You can see it's an permanent magnet synchronous motor. You can see the structure. It's housing. It's made of aluminum, which make it light to, means light in weight, so we can increase the performance and reduce the weight. So the manufacturer of this motor is Nissan, and the model of motor is EM57. So as we discussed about, the voltage supplied to this motor is 360 volts. Power is 110 kilowatt, and the maximum RPM is around 3283 to 9795 RPM. It's specified in on their site. So we know actually, nowadays we want fast cars. So but comparatively, Nissan Leaf, it's not fast, but we can say it can achieve 0 to 100 kilometer speed within 7.9 seconds around. We can see that. So it is a good economical family car, you can say that. Then torque is around 340 Newton meter, and maximum torque we already discussed at the above. Then there are three driving modes: eco, normal, and speed. In economical mode, you can drive in city to, means to get more range. Then normal, you can drive it on highway or any other anywhere. Then speed, if you want to taste the speed of the vehicle, you can drive it on that mode also. And regenerative braking is also applicable in this motor. Then we talk about battery. So battery capacity is around 40 kilowatt hour, and we use around usable batteries around 3.6 kilowatt hour. So there are basically two terms in batteries also. We specify some capacity and then usable battery. Actually, this usable battery is that this much power from the battery is used. Other power means other 4 kilowatt maybe due to loss due to other heat dissipation, and you can say other losses. Then charge port for the battery. So port location is at front, or in the front or in the middle, in between that. So as you can say that this vehicle is front wheel drive vehicle. So motor is located at the front, and battery, you can see it is floor mounted battery. So the port location is in front or in the middle. Then charge power is 2.3 kilowatt AC. Charge time for range 0 to 220 kilometer per hour. As you can see, this 3 kilowatt AC charger, you can charge it at home. So that's why taking 11 hour and 45 minutes. Then charging speed is 19 kilometer per hour. So for 1 hour, you are getting 19 kilometer. Then there is another type. Then as in EV, there are fast charging ports also. So the type of this charger is known as Cadmo charger. It's a Japanese standard charger. So it location also is in between front and middle. So and the power for this charger is very high. It's around 46, as we discussed in above. It around 50 kilowatt also. So in this, it's showing 46 kilowatt DC power, and 40 minutes is take to full charge. And you, as you see, 230 kilometer per hour. It's the charging speed of this. So now we talk about charging. We discussed about how what type of charger we need for the battery. Now we discuss about charging types, which type of power and types we are using in for to charge this vehicle. So for home and destination, you can say, means in public places we can use this following standard 3.6 kilowatt onboard charger. In also that wall plug uh, single phase, three phase is available. On that you have, as you see, in single phase also there are two variants, 16 ampere and 32 ampere. In three phase also 16 ampere and 32 ampere. So as you see, there are little bit, as you in 2.3 kilowatt it's taking 18 hour to full charge, and in other it's taking around 11 hour 11.45 minutes, 11 hour 45 minutes it's taking, and the rate is around same 19 kilometer per hour. Then here this charger is basically we used in home or any other public places. Then there is another type of charger which has rating around 6.6 kilowatt. So you can see there are also different rating, single phase, three phase, but you can see here in three phase we have 11 kilowatt and 22 kilowatt, which is more than, which is which is more than above mentioned. So it take around 6 hour time to full charge, and charge rate is 34 kilometer per hour. So these are the normal chargers we can use for the to charge the our vehicle. And it's now it's time for fast charging. So rapid charging enable longer journey by adding as much range as possible in shortest amount of time. So charging power will decrease significantly after 80% of SOC charge has been reached. A typical rapid charge therefore rarely exceeds 80% of SOC, and the rapid charge rate of an EV depends on the charger used and maximum charging power the EV can handle. Okay, so from this you can understand, means we can charge by fast charging from 10% to 80% of SOC of the battery. So above 80% it take more time to charge. You can say more than 40 minutes also we can take to charge up to 100%. So for fast charging it use CHAdeMO type charger which has maximum power 40 kilowatt, and it take 40-minute time. So as you see in the graph of SOC, yeah, we can see that at the 60% 60% of SOC, we can see the maximum power it reached. It's around 45 kilowatt, and after it start decreasing up to 80%, up to 80% SOC it reaches to 20 kilowatt hour. So average power we can consider as 40 kilowatt. So there are uh, uh, there are other components also in this vehicle, which we talk in at the first, that we are going to discuss types of load uh, in this vehicle. So as you all know that motor, it's an synchronous motor. So motor is inductive type of load which has 360 volt uh, volt rating. Then there is AC compressor, three-phase motor also. Generally, this compressor is used in ACs, for ACs and other things. So it also has motor, so it is also inductive type load. Then headlamp and fog lamps. So for that we are using nickel cadmium battery. So it has 12 volt voltage rating, and these lamps has generally a resistive type of load. As we can see, there is an filament. When we supply the current to that filament, it starts glowing. So there is, due to that resistance, it start hitting and it starts glowing. So that's why it is an resistive type load. Then windshield wiper. So as we know, in windshield wiper we use motor, so it is also an inductive type load. Then steering motor, it's an also inductive type load. Then center infotainment system, as we know that we have certain screen for infotainment as an infotainment system, or as a music system. So it has an around it has inductive, resistive and capacitive loads in it. Then lower door lock system, it has generally capacitive load. As we see, we now we are enabled to finger lock system in vehicles, so it also has a capacitive type load. Then power window motor, so it also has an inductive type load. As we already discussed, every motor has an inductive type load. Then AC DC and AC DC converters. So DC, we use one DC DC converter. Then generally this converter is DC DC converter is used for to provide the supply to other auxiliary components, like we already discussed as about power window motor, door lock system, central infotainment system. So for that we need to reduce the voltage. So we use here step down DC DC converter. So one DC DC converter is also used. Then DC to AC converter. So as we see, to run the motor, it has regenerative braking system also. So to convert DC power supply to AC power supply, we need to require three AC/DC converters in this vehicle. So there are various AC components also we can see in this vehicle. So it required three DC AC converters. Then AC/DC converter is basically, you can see your charger. So it has one AC/DC converter. Then unique features. These are some main up till now we discussed some main features of this vehicle. So now we see what is the USP of this vehicle. So it has pro pilot assist. You can see in Tesla model, we have, that means autopilot, like that it has pro pilot assistance system. Then automatic emergency braking, ABS. Now every vehicle has ABS, but it also has an pedestrian detection system in it. Then intelligence lane inversion, which helps driver while driving. Then intelligent blind spot inversion, rear cross traffic alert. Then intelligence around view monitor, rear sonar system, rear automatic braking system. So as we see, all those systems are helping driver to see how, means to make him easy to drive the vehicle, to makes vehicle more safer. So it will stop on its own if anything happens. Then high beam assist mode for during during foggy weather, or in very dark uh, surrounding. Then it has an aluminum alloy wheel. Then automatic on and off headlight, fog lights, heated outside mirror. Then automatic temperature. As you see, heated outside mirror during cold weather, you can see there some foggy layer get accumulated on the window. So for that they have heated outside mirror. Then leather pointed seats for comfortability. Then heated front seats also for comfortability. Then 7-inch information display. Then Nissan Connect. As you see, Nissan has some navigation system inbuilt in their vehicle. So there's some specific app for that, which is known as Nissan Connect, which has 8-inch touch display screen. So it's kind of cool thing. Then energy consumption of this vehicle. So the range of this vehicle is around 220 kilometer. So vehicle consumption, so energy consumed by this vehicle is around 164 watt per kilometer, which is very high. But as you see, it's an electric vehicle, so it has an 0 gram per kilometer CO2 emissions, which is means nowadays, due to global warming, all those things, we are moving towards green energy. So vehicle fuel equivalent, so it take around 1.18 per kilometer per 100 kilometer. fuel compared to IC engine. So it was an now NEDC rating. So there are different cycle NEDC WTP cycles, drive cycles, according to regions, according to countries. So you can see the rated consumptions for those cycles, then rated fuel equivalent also. So in NEDC, quite it less compared to above mentioned, which is around 152 watt hour per kilometer. Then also in WLTP rating, you can see it's higher than both, 206 watt hour per kilometer, and CO2 emission is 0. And then you can see, due to that rated consumption, their rated fuel equivalent and vehicle fuel equivalent is getting differ. Then now talk about the cost of this vehicle. As you know, it's an EV. It started in 2010. So, and it has very good features like Tesla. So you can see that it has cost around 23 lakhs to 31 lakhs. So your cost may vary in between this according to the vehicle, or means the variant you want, like that. So here are some sales data. As it started in 2010, only 19 vehicles were sold, and as you see in 2017, 11,230 vehicles sold in US. So we'll go to total data. In 2017, around 44,841 vehicles sold around the world, which is around 47,000 they are considering. And total vehicle sold is 3,06,678 vehicles. So we can see it's quite popular EV. Actually, in 2019, it got an award EV of the year also. So these are some it is data up to 2017. So in 2000, now in recent data, Nissan Leaf has reached a cumulative sales milestone that is around 4,50,000 from December 2010. So it is an huge selling. You can see it it is it is competing now Tesla Model S in this EV in this sales category also. So 3 lakh in 2018, 4 lakh in 2019, in now in 2020, 4 lakh 50,000. So what are the pros, means advantages and disadvantages of this vehicle? You can see it is an eco-friendly all-electric vehicle. As you see, CO2 emission is less. We are only we are using battery, so other emissions also, like NO emission, NOx emission, all they are all already gone. So it is an, we can say it an eco-friendly and all-electric vehicle. Deliver a punchy performance. As you see, it provide high torque, means around 340 Newton meter torque at 800 RPM to 4000 RPM. So it is quite impressive that we are getting more torque at less RPM, which is helpful while driving in hilly areas and or you can say off-road conditions, like that. Then smooth driving dynamics, as it has it has means compact size, approx to square size, so it has good driving dynamics also because of that. Then e-pedal simplify driving, so it has an e-pedal which we use to accelerate the vehicle. Cooler exterior styling won't impress the younger drivers. So it has an, as you see the photo of the vehicle, it has an cool styling on it, means it's an hatchback, still it look cool. which attract young drivers. Then practical electric vehicle, a good value for green car, fine Nissan Connect infotainment system, Bose energy efficient series audio system, Pro Pilot Assist semi-autonomous safety system. As we discussed, it has various assisting system for driver, so which provide higher safety for the driver also. So it is also an advantage for this vehicle. Then, as we already know, NCAP rating, so it has an 5-star NCAP rating. Which shows that it has an adult occupancy around 93%, child occupancy around 86%. Rating year is 2018. Vulnerable road user is 71%. Safety assist is 71%. So there are some advantages also and disadvantages also. So disadvantages is driving range is still not enough for the people. As we know, EVs are growing, so many people hesitate to buy these EVs as it has specific means it takes more time to charge. Even though many countries don't have good infrastructure, so there is no charging station at every point. So that's why many people hesitate to buy this vehicle. Not good vehicle for harsh winters. As we know, its range decreases as we go for the harsh winters, means in cold region. So it is not good for the very cold regions. Charging station are sparse, numb, steering feel, cost is high compared to IC engine. As we see, it's an hatchback. Say its cost is around 23 lakhs to 35 lakhs, which is very high. So an IC engine of hatchback size we can get around 5 to 6 lakhs, but it is around 5 to 6 times more. So we can say it's very high cost vehicle. So thank you. I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you so much.